Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is officially 2022. We've made it, and on top of it being 2022, it has now been a full year that I've been a flight attendant. 1 year in the game. Okay, I'm very proud of myself because, you know, there were some trials and tribulations, as you guys know from all the previous videos. Commuting was hell, and all this prayer and manifesting that I get to Dallas, and I made it to Dallas, and then 4 days and being on call, holiday flying, so many things have happened, but overall it's been a great experience. And I've been able to share this experience with you guys, so that's been great as well. Yeah, I can't believe it's a year. I checked my email, I logged in and checked my email, and then they sent me a little congratulations, it's been a year, and I was like, oh, it's been a year. Time flies when you're having fun. Was I having fun? It was cool. It's been cool. I can't complain. I really can't complain. I do want to talk to you guys about holiday flying because, as you know, the whole reason why I made this channel is because when I did start seeking advice from other flight attendants, they were just very vague, not really giving advice. Then the YouTube videos were always happy-go-lucky videos of going to Mexico and going to LA and Miami and New York, which I haven't been to any of them. Well, I've been to New York, no, not New York with work, but I've been to LA for work, but it's only for a turn, so I'm only sitting in the airport. I don't even get to leave or have an overnight. I haven't had a cool, fun overnight where I'm like, oh, this is lit. That has yet to happen. Right now, I'm in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I don't know. I have yet to check out the place. I should have today because I had a very long overnight. But I didn't because it's Saturday and I need my self-care, and I had to rest, regroup, do my makeup, and time flies when you're getting ready and taking care of yourself. So I don't have time to go out today. Maybe next time. It is 4:12. Showtime is at 5, so this will not be a long video, of course. And guess where I'm headed? You guessed it, Bismarck. Again, another flight, overnight in Bismarck. It never fails. Of course I'm gonna start the year off going to Bismarck. Great. But I'm not complaining though. Bismarck is giving, the hotel that we normally stay at is the Ram Coda, but now we're staying somewhere else. So hopefully it's a nicer hotel. That's what I'm hoping. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe and tell a friend to subscribe, because as you know, I really am not a fan of editing videos. It's not the making videos, it's the editing the videos that is just annoying to me, and I would much rather go live, and I need at least 1,000 subscribers to go live. So let's get to it so we can really have some engaging conversations, and I can really provide more tea for you guys quickly. So that'll be great. Aside from that, let's backtrack a little bit back to holiday flying, because that is one thing that every single flight attendant has told me, was that holiday flying is crazy. And now that I have been through Thanksgiving and Christmas, I can say that Christmas is more crazy than Thanksgiving. Now I can't speak on New Year's because a lot happened during that time, which I will save that whole conversation for a live video, a live chat with you guys. Yeah, a lot happened during the New Year's time, so I can't really speak on how flying is during the New Year's, but Christmas was definitely busy. Now, one thing that I always get asked all the time, like from like regular people, other flight attendants, blah blah blah, is like, oh, have you ever had any rude passengers? And throughout this whole year, y'all, like, I haven't had any rude passengers. Like, no, I really haven't. Like, and then when it comes down to the mask, like, I know y'all have seen so many videos on World Star and YouTube and stuff. I just realized that I have the like heater on. Yeah, that's probably annoying. Let me turn that off. I'm back. Turn the heater off because all that background noise is just super ghetto. I hate that. And I also hate when people make videos and the like fire alarm, the like beeping noise. You know what I'm talking about? That beeping noise keeps going off. If you hate that noise too, put like the little red fire alarm emoji, because when I tell you, I will log out and stop watching your video if you have that noise going off in the background. I hate that noise. I am sitting next to a window, so the cars are driving, so you might hear that, but I turned off the heater so you guys won't hear all this other noise. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, when it comes down to the mask situation, like, let me just be clear. I don't know what goes down on these videos, where like the flight attendant's getting punched in the face and they're arguing back and forth with the passenger about a mask. That's crazy to me, because I'm not about to put myself in a position where we're gonna go back and forth. Like, no, it's put your mask on, please, and then you put it on. There's no, the minute that person attempts to talk back, girl, you got it. Like, let me go ahead, write your name down, all that stuff, give it to the gate agent, and you're blocked. You can't fly with us no more. Like, we're not doing that. Like, I don't even understand why there are flight attendants who are going back and forth when you have the power to ban them. So, like I said, it's not even, you don't just tell someone to put their mask on, and then if they don't do it, then they're banned. It doesn't work like that. But it's like after telling them so many times, then you can move forward with the process of, you know, yeah, there needs to be corrective action because you're not listening and you're putting others in danger. But when it comes down to the mask thing, like, I've only had two people honestly, who were like, I had to tell repeatedly to put their mask on. And they put it on, of course, but it was like they were trying to act like they were eating the whole time, the whole plane ride, and it was like an hour and 30-minute plane ride. Like, you're not chewing the whole plane ride. But so only those two people, and again, even that wasn't really a big issue. They put it on when I told them to put it on. Honestly, when it comes down to the whole mask situation and all these viral videos of fights and back and forth arguments, I honestly think it comes down to the flight attendant's delivery, because like, it has to be, because I'm like, if I haven't experienced this and I've flown over 100 times already, been a year in the game, like, then I don't understand why another flight attendant is getting punched in the face. Like, what is going on? I feel like there will be way more flight attendants getting punched in the face. Like, don't you think? If, I don't know. So I'm like, it has to be the delivery of the flight attendant. Like, personally, I'm not gonna go up to a passenger and be like, put your mask on, or like try to lift the mask up for them. Like, if someone did that to me, that's annoying. Like, don't touch me. So that's what I think these people are doing. It's the delivery, it's the yelling at a passenger, like, and that automatically will put the passenger in defense mode. So yeah, the flight attendants are coming off defensive. That makes the passenger come off defensive. Only one of y'all are at work. Only one person is probably already lit because they're going on vacation anyway. So there you have it, and that's how, boom, a fight starts. Like, somebody already has alcohol in their system. Somebody is already, like, amped up or, like, ready to be rowdy. And only one person is at work. So that's how I'm viewing the whole situation. Then another thing, like, personally, there are times where I don't even have to tell a passenger to put their mask on. Listen, y'all, as soon as I go up to someone and I'm like, they're like, oh, mask, I'm sorry. Yeah, girl, you know better. I shouldn't even have to tell you. I should not have to tell you, and I'm not gonna tell you because you know. It's 2022, you know to put your mask on. I don't need to tell you. You know. So I'm just like, you don't even have to say anything. Like 90% of the time, I don't have to say anything. I just walk up to them, give them that look. And it's imperative that my eyebrows are done so you really see, girl, what are you doing? Like, put your mask on. You know better. And they put it on. But I just don't understand how other people are getting into fights and arguments and all that. Again, I'm gonna say it's the delivery, but all of that is beyond me because I would never, ever be in a situation where we're going back and forth to where you decide you're gonna put your hands on me. That is beyond me. Like, no, we're not even gonna go back and forth. Like, you got it. After you say I'm not putting on my mask or whatever, it's done. I heard you. That's my stance on the whole mask thing. I swear that it's about your delivery, it's about your nonverbal cues, it's about you having on your mask as well. Like, this is another thing that I think is weird when people are like, they come up to you and they're like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to put your mask on over your nose and mouth. Why did you put your mask down to tell me that? Like, that right there would make me have an attitude too. Like, girl, get out of my face. So people do not speak to others the way they would like to be spoken to, and that's how all of them viral videos come about. Like, simple, that's all it is. Aside from that, holiday flying has been so many delays, and so many different reasons for delays, because flight attendants and pilots it's either they're commuting in and the flights are full and they can't commute in, so now we're understaffed and we need people to come in, and people are just not able to come to work because they're stuck or the flights are full. The weather, mechanical issues. One time I was sitting at a gate for like 30 minutes because we were waiting on a gate agent. Sometimes when a plane is so late going into a gate that, okay, so like there'll be a gate, let's say, gate A31 has 5 planes to come in, but plane 1 comes like 3 hours late, and gate A31 is working on the 3rd airplane, like helping those people board. So now that plane number 1 has to wait until that plane is done, and sometimes the plane that's sitting there is like needs some maintenance, so now 2 planes have to wait because that plane needs maintenance. There's no other gates available, and it's simple things like that that cause delays. And when it comes down to like passengers being angry about that, I haven't really had any passengers who were like super fed up and annoyed. I mean, everybody gets like a little bit annoyed, like I'm ready to go, I'm ready to get off this plane. But no one has been to the point where they're yelling and they're obnoxious and nothing. It's never been anything like that. So that's been a blessing. I feel like to keep your passengers like under wraps and calm, you just have to let them know what's going on. Like, you know, make an announcement. Hey, yes, we landed. However, we're held up at the gate right now. We're looking at 30 minutes. Always say more than the actual time. Do not say 15 minutes. There are people on the plane who be sitting there counting the time. It's been 15 minutes. What's going on? Like, no. Always tell them double. 30 minutes, 35, whatever. And then when we make it there early, what a blessing. Because I do not need any passengers telling me, okay, you said 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes. Like, some of them have really bad anxiety. And that leads into my next topic, anxiety. There are so many people who have never flown before, and who are very afraid of flying. And I didn't realize that because I'm used to flying. Like, I've been flying a lot previously before I was even a flight attendant, and I'm used to like long flights, short flights, all that. So like, I had to be cognizant that there are people on this plane who are seriously like scared. They have anxiety. Like, the minute they step on the plane, they're like, oh my God, is the right plane? Is everything okay? If they hear like any chime, they're like freaking out, like, oh my God, are we gonna die? What's going on? There are passengers that I have flown with that have not only never been on a plane, but they also don't speak English. And just from their perspective, I can only imagine that's a scary feeling, because if something does happen, you literally do not know what to do. Anything turbulent feels like death. So I just kind of really put that in perspective, and I always try to get a gate agent or someone who does speak their language to like let them know what's going on and what to do in an emergency before we take off, so that they're at least aware of like what may happen. Because we can't just sit there and say, oh, I've flown this plane or I've done this route so many times that nothing is gonna happen. Like, anything can happen. But oh my God, y'all, guess who called me? The pilot. The pilot just called me and he said that it's 4:36, and I told you guys that my van time is 5 o'clock. I was about to wrap this video up. He calls me to tell me that the new van time is now 7 p.m. See? This is how it is. This is how it is. Like, you cannot be in a rush to do anything. Like, well, I'm not complaining because all I was doing was making a video. So now I have more time to chat with you guys. But I think I will actually go explore Santa Fe, and I'll show you guys Santa Fe now, since I have an extra 3 hours to go out. But yeah, that's what happened. Delays. The people who are supposed to bring in, the crew that's supposed to bring in our plane to Santa Fe, New Mexico, they are still in Phoenix and they have not left yet. So that's why we can't go nowhere, because there's no plane to ride out with. So yeah, that's just another example of delays. Anyways, back to what I was saying. There are passengers who have anxiety, who have never flown before. And there was one time when I was working the ERJ, and I was in the back minding my business, and like I would see passengers walk, and they were like standing in the galley, and they were like, where's the restroom? And I'm like, girl, have you not flown before? You don't know where the restroom is? And then they're like, no, I've never flown before. And I'm like, you've never flown before? what? Because it would be like adults, like full-grown adults, and that's no shade. That's just me like not knowing that there are people in this world who like haven't flown before. And I was like, okay, like ding, people haven't flown before, like, so treat everybody as if they haven't flown before. So no question is a stupid question. And just don't forget about the anxiety. People have anxiety and they are super nervous and scared. And you know, there's so many like scary like suspense thriller movies where like the flight is going very well in the movie and then like turbulence happens and everybody dies. So when people experience turbulence, whether they've flown once or a couple times or never, they always think they're gonna die. And I've flown so many times now that I'm just like, oh, this is fine, this is nothing. If the oxygen mask dropped, then that's when I would be like, I'm scared. But that hasn't happened. So that's why I don't have anxiety. But now I'm more cognizant of my passengers and I treat everybody like, okay, this could be their first time flying, so don't be shocked or like, you know, dumbfounded that these people have not flown before. Like, relax. So that's like my piece of advice. Just treat everyone like a new passenger. Also with flying throughout this whole year, commuting was never fun. I don't wish that on anybody. There are other YouTubers or other like flight attendants who do YouTube videos who are like, commuting is easy or it's not as bad as it seems. Girl, it's worse than it seems. It's horrible. And it's horrible, and it's like, it's horrible. I don't even have kids. I don't even know why people would do that who have kids. Like, it's not lit. It's not a vibe. No, I feel like it just makes your anxiety go higher, and I'm all about not having anxiety. So I would not recommend. That's just my perspective when it comes to commuting. That is not fun. Another thing that I also wanted to point out is that when it comes to rude passengers, like I said, I've never encountered anyone who was like, oh my god, they're so rude, they were mean. Because it's about the delivery, honestly. Like, if you're nice to them, they'll be nice to you. I have realized that there are a lot of people that are socially awkward. Okay, that is a thing, but that has nothing to do with someone being rude. But yeah, there are people that are socially awkward. There are passengers that may have a mental illness, and it's not like we're doing screenings to buy a ticket. So there are people who have a mental illness and they may have other things going on in their mind. You know, they could potentially be having an episode, whatever the case may be. But like, just, I'm saying this so you guys can be mindful that whatever is going on with someone has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. Like, that's really how I walk into work. Like, someone is angry, somebody's yelling, like, girl, you had a bad day, but that had nothing to do with me. Like, do you want a cookie? Do you want a Biscoff cookie or pretzel? Do you want 2 cookies? Like, I'm just here to do my job. I'm not here to go back and forth with you. That is not in the job description. And I will give you guys 2 examples, right? So there was this was like in the news, I think like a while ago, but while a plane was taking off, like on the runway, someone in the exit row opened the exit door, not the exit seat, but someone in the exit seat opened the exit door. Yeah, and that was like a whole thing. It was on the news, everything like that. But like, come to find out, when they did, you know, more investigating and more research, this person had schizophrenia and this person was having an episode. So that's why they ended up opening the door because they were panicking. So that makes more sense as to why this person may have done that, versus just thinking that this person was in their right mind and just opening the door to like make a viral video or just do something crazy. Like, no, there may be something else going on with this person that we are not aware of. So we have to really observe these people who are coming on the plane. There are people on the plane who are drunk. I've never had anyone drunk, but I've heard so many stories of passengers coming on the plane drunk, and then causing a ruckus once they're on the air. But it is our job as flight attendants to be aware and pay attention to our passengers that are coming on board. If they're showing any signs of being drunk or just being out of it, like, we have to go ahead and get them off the plane immediately so we can avoid anything happening while we're on air. Sorry guys, I have some messages coming through. So yeah, that's just something that you have to be cognizant of. And I also have one more little story time. I was like on the plane with another flight attendant, and we were like going to Aspen and back, and the forward flight attendant she already was saying that she hates flying to Aspen because she thinks the passengers are so rude. And I was just like, well girl, I haven't had any rude passengers before, and I've flown to Aspen plenty of times. Like, you know, just have an open mind today and stay in good spirits. I think everything will be fine. So she's in first class. She was telling me that I guess there was one passenger, this lady, who was just being super rude, and she didn't speak when she like boarded the plane, and she just didn't speak to her at all, right? And the flight attendant, the forward flight attendant, let's just call her Sally. Her name is not Sally, but let's call her Sally. Sally was just like, you know, this is why I don't like flying Aspen, because these passengers are so bougie and they just treat you like you're the help and da 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 da, and they don't even speak to you, think they're better than you, and X, Y, and Z. So I was just like, wow, you know, that's crazy. I've never experienced that. Like, I'm sorry that happened, but girl, like, it's 2 hours, we're at the land, it'll be fine. So the same lady that she's speaking about, she ends up coming to the back because she had to use the restroom. When she came to the back, she like was trying to ask me where the restroom was, but it was like she was just looking at me, but she was just like, the little girl, she had a little girl with her. And I don't know how to explain this in the best way, but long story short, she could not speak English at all. And she was like, you could see that she was very embarrassed that she couldn't speak English. And I knew why she was walking back here. Like, obviously you're trying to use the restroom, but I think she was trying to ask, where is the restroom? So I showed her the restroom, and I was like, okay, now I'm like putting two and two together. Like, this lady didn't speak to the flight attendant, you know, to Sally, because she doesn't speak English. Like, girl. So it's not even about her treating you like the help or like being rude. She literally doesn't speak English. So I told the forward flight attendant, like, hey, like, that lady, she doesn't speak English, so I think that's why she wasn't speaking. And then everything made sense, and she was like, oh, okay, like, yada yada yada, because, you know, everyone else is cool and stuff like that. So it's like that scenario right there, like, you just never know. Like, yes, someone may be having a bad day. Yes, someone could be racist. Yes, someone could really treat you like the help. But that has nothing to do with you, okay? That's like the point that I'm making. Like, and they could very well have a lot on their mind, not even speak English in the case that I just mentioned, or like just not even hear you, you know? Like, some people have their earphones in with long hair, they didn't hear anything you said. Like, you just never know. So those are like some of the things that I've witnessed or experienced throughout my like journey when it comes to rude passengers and like situations where it's been crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed this content, and let me know in the comments, you know, what you guys would like to see next. If you're also a flight attendant or thinking about becoming a flight attendant, let me know. Talk to me how it's training, because I was from the first class that ever did virtual training. So I would love to hear how it is now. Are you guys going to classes? Is it still virtual? Do you have roommates? And if you do, sucks to suck, because we didn't have roommates back in my day. But yeah, y'all let me know like what's going on and what would you guys like to see, and I'll be happy to talk to you guys about that. But until then, see you guys in the next video.